Welcome back to the FireZone tonight. I am here flying solo. This is Denar Melton. Welcome. Good to have you here today. Um, we are going to take a little bit of time tonight and talk about Nakobe Dean of Georgia. And we're going to have a little film with this as we do this. So, um, before we get into all that, I hope everyone's having a great week. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day um, on Monday and enjoyed all that lovely chocolate and everything. But like I said, we're gonna watch Mr. Dean today. We watched Lloyd last week. I was impressed with the first time I saw him. I'll be digging more into Lloyd going forward. But I'm excited to see Dean here against Alabama. And yes, better quality opponent, but also he's got better talent in front of him. So I am intrigued to see how this plays out. And I will get this show on the road. Do, 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 do. All right. So Georgia's in white. Obviously, Bama is in their crimson colors. Kobe Dean is number 17. Obviously, we'll get better views from the rear. But we're gonna let this wind and kind of take it from there. All right, here we go. Looks like a little bit of a stunt on the first play of the game here. All right. Down here at the bottom of the screen. Like to him to be a little more active, even though he feels like he's not involved. Teams will come back to that and do kind of a double move off of that. This is my first time watching Georgia on defense as well. Seems like they were keying something here. I'm never a big fan of leaving gaps. I, I know the man child there, number 99, can cover some gaps, but this is still asking a lot. And they run in that gap and they pick up good yardage. All right. God, they just brought a lot of pressure. They really did see something from the first game. I like him to use his hands and not get washed when he's blitzing. Just a lot of movement. Seems like he understands coverage. Maybe we get some. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Go meet it. Go get it. Understanding the play, filling your gap, following the pull. Love it. We're running back here for a second. No false steps. Comes, meets the back in the hole. Nice and tight. Finishes the play. That's really good. Really good. It's like we want to see. I just wish he was in more of a football stance, being ready. Got to keep coming. Can't go back in the back door. Keep pressing. See, he didn't press there. He didn't get up the field. He needs to press. He needs to keep going and collide with that center to collapse his hole so he can help his big boys make this play. If Dean is maybe a step to his right and going through the center's ear hole, this is a non-play. But he's kind of guessing because I'm assuming he's got two gaps. He's got B to his left, and he's got strong A. So I see where he's trying to read this, but he would be in a better position if he went ahead and engaged this center and then dictated to the running back one gap, which is you can't go back to the right because I've closed that down. Now I can use my hands, get off the center, and meet him in the next hole, which will be this B gap if he can collide with the center. Does help to have mammoth children in front of you. Got lucky. That was a design play too. Georgia really wanted to cause confusion to the Bama offensive line. A lot of confusion up front for them. Not using your hands. He must be the adjuster. Yep. And he's not set. It's a lot of gotta go downhill. What are we waiting for? Attack. Yeah, it's all zone. I don't even care if it's a split zone. You still have to attack downhill, get into 70s hip pocket to close this down because this guy will meet these two guys. This guy, the guy at the top of the screen on the right, will close over top. So Nakobe needs to come firing here where the running back's going. And then if he readjusts, he can readjust. But now he's guessing. If he stays in his hole, that's not an issue. Do your job. Just covering space. Just covering grass. This is not what you want to do as a linebacker. Go find work. Go look. Go look for work. You're not looking for work. You're not doing something. You're a waste of space. His head never looks around. Nothing. That worries me a little bit. A little bit of awareness needs to come into play. Not saying he's going to help down on those plays, but that goes a long way. Why are we loafing? Maybe they settled him down. He's quite jumpy. I like how he closed, but players make plays, and not much you can do about that. Georgia really wanted to get after these guys up front. Interesting. Not go find work. Look around. Up on the line of scrimmage. They moved him around a lot. I just feel like he's always blitzing. They always got him on the move. So Georgia's D line got to make that play. This is the second string, guys. Interesting. We're just not reading our keys. We're not reading our keys. We're guessing a little too much right now. We're not using our hands. Georgia's D line is just dominant. Dominant, dominant, dominant. Ooh. Mm. He's not as natural with his hands. I'll do some more research, but I feel like he's not as functional with his hands. And that's 2 out of 3 plays. He hasn't been on the field for passing situations as well. Hmm. Hmm. Just a lot of pure out pressures, and I mean he can really blitz. He can bring it. I haven't seen. I mean, Alabama really hasn't run a ton of like. They have run this zone, the split zone, which has been good to see. You can see footwork that way. It's the way Georgia plays their linebackers. They're not really. They're just cleanup guys. They're not asked to do a lot because of how dominant their D line can be. So this is very important as we talk about this as we go forward in these evaluations of players. Everyone sees the plays that Dean can make and the type of player that he is. He's very explosive. He rushes. I mean, honestly, if we're looking at this in just this silo of the Alabama game, he may better be better suited as an edge player. And he may get better usage that way. I'm not really sure if he is a true inside linebacker. Like I said, I think Georgia did a very good job of using what they had very good of, which is their D line. And their linebackers played off of that. Now, like I said, this just could be the Georgia game plan against Alabama. And maybe I'll need to see a different game. But what I see right now in just one game between Lloyd and Dean, Lloyd's the pure linebacker. He is he's the more pro ready in terms of walking into a 4-3 system or a system that requires more out of their linebackers in terms of pass coverages and things along that sort. I think Nakobe Dean can come into the right situation and be very impactful. Um, if he's in a one gap scheme, I think he'd be very good because he can play to his strengths with his coming downhill and attacking. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot in pass coverage. He seems to be the guy who covers the tailbacks out of the backfield, the tight ends on shifts and things along that sort. So, I mean, he's the fastest linebacker there. He needs to play more linebacker and not so much just game wrecker, if you want to say it that way. It's got to be the Georgia game plan because I almost feel like I'm watching a Ravens game, and I think Alabama was ill prepared for the types of pressures Georgia was going to bring. Just not enough hands. Doesn't attack. I don't know if he's tired, but that's just not going to cut it. Interesting. Alabama took you guys to the woodshed in the championship game in SEC championship game. Ooh, they gave y'all a clinic. Just just way too much going on up front for Georgia. Guys moving, crisscrossing. Yeah, they just really had them out of position a lot with a lot of their stunts. But he worries me because he doesn't really, he's not physical. He's just looking to make plays. So I don't know. I hope I'll see another film with him in a game be more physical, or the team that he's playing against is a little more physical. I This Georgia game plan is killing me. There's no reason to bring a different type of stunt every other play. And you're the number one defense in the land, and you look like y'all haven't played defense in a month. Guys not getting lined up. We've got to be better. Excuse me. This has been an eye-opening experience watching him. Because, like I said, Georgia's D line allows their linebackers to do what they want to do. In this particular game, Alabama just took them out of the game because Georgia decided to twist and blitz and anything else. And Alabama said, well, we're just not going to let you do that. So everything's going to be quick. Everything's going to be out of his hands. And I think the adjustment in the championship game for Georgia, and I'll have to watch it fully, is they seem to have played a little more zone, which forces quarterbacks to hold the ball longer because now they have to actually read the entire zone. So once again, we are not using our hands. If he presses it, he meets that center at the 25. And where does he end up? At the 27, 28. It's the little things. Now we got another stunt blitz. Okay. I think I've seen enough of the stunt blitzes. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Um, First off, I have to see more tape on Mr. Dean. I'm not, I really hope this was just a Georgia game plan. He wasn't as physical as I thought it would be. Um, I'm not sure if he's got the awareness in space to understand zone defenses, and the complications of them. I think Georgia plays a lot like a lot of the SEC teams play, which is my athletes are better than yours. So I'm going to play single high safety and blitz 60 to 70% of the time because my athletes are better than your athletes. Um, so I'm looking forward to a separate tape of his. Um, But from what I saw so far between Dean and Lloyd, Lloyd is purely the better linebacker. Now, Dean may be the most talented of the group, but Lloyd's the more pro ready in terms of his knowledge and understanding concepts and defenses and things along that sort. But this is just one tape. So I look forward to seeing more tape. Um, I hope to see you guys out and about. If you got any questions, shoot me a DM. I appreciate it. This is Denar Melton from the Fire Zone. Be safe out there and have a great evening.